so grade 2s, for this video we're going to talk about symmetry. Symmetry is like a mirror image of something, where one half of something is exactly the same as the other half. So if you've got a mirror nearby, go and look at yourself in the mirror, or watch what I'm doing first, and then when you go and brush your teeth tonight, look inside your mirror and see if you agree with me. So if you stand like this in front of a mirror, you will see, obviously you will see your whole body. But I want you to imagine a line that cuts right down here, straight down in between your eyes, down your nose, down here, and all the way to the ground. That is your line of symmetry, and our bodies are symmetrical. If we had to cut ourselves in half over here, what was on this bottom half here would not be the same as what's on the top half of our body, because here we have legs, and here we have our bodies and our arms and our faces and everything. But if we put a line like this, on one side of my face I have one eye, on the other side I have the other eye. One side I have one eyebrow, and then the other eyebrow. One nostril and then the other. Half of my mouth and then the other half. If I go further down, I've got one arm and one arm. One shoulder. All the way down my body like that until I get to my legs, where I've got one leg and one leg. If I cut myself like this, it would not be the same anymore. So a line of symmetry has got to reflect. It's like a mirror. What's on one side has to be exactly the same as what's on the other side. Now we're going to look at a few shapes here, and I'm going to show you a few different ways in which these shapes can be symmetrical. So when you do symmetry, you always have to use a ruler. You may never draw these lines just with your own hand, just with no help, because you are going to go askew. So you always need a ruler and you need a sharp pencil. So this is how you decide if a shape is symmetrical or not. If I put my ruler like this in my square, is what's on this side the same as this side? If it is, then that is symmetrical. If I put my ruler on this side, what's on the left-hand side is not the same as what's on the right-hand side anymore. So my line of symmetry cannot be drawn over there. It needs to be in the middle. Now when you draw a line of symmetry, you have to start over the edge of your shape here. You cannot just do it in your shape, it has to be over the edges too. Now I'm not a computer, so I cannot draw 100% accurately, but I'm going to do my very best, the same as you will do. So I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to draw a dotted line with breaks in between the lines. You cannot just draw one single straight line like that. So that is one way of putting a line of symmetry in my square. If I did it this way, would the top be the same as the bottom over here? It would be. So I can draw another line of symmetry here. So it is possible for a shape to have more than one line of symmetry. If I did it over here, what's at the top would not be the same. I can also do a diagonal line of symmetry. This one is vertical, this one is horizontal. If I did my ruler like that, I could make a line of symmetry. Like that. Because if I had to fold that in half, it would be exactly the same. And likewise, I could do it that way as well. Now, if we go on to our circle here, if I did a line like this, what's on one side would be the same as the other side. So I'm going to draw my dotted line down, remembering to go over the edges of my shape nice and clearly. So that is a vertical line of symmetry. Remember, vertical is top to bottom. If I do it like this, I could have a horizontal line of symmetry too. What's on the top is the same as what's at the bottom. But not if I put my ruler like this. Then you can clearly see that those two wouldn't be the same. If I move on to a diamond. Now, if I did my ruler like that, it wouldn't quite be the same. But if I did a horizontal line like that, I could do a line of symmetry like this. I could also do a vertical line like that. if my shape was a little bit more accurate from the top to the bottom there, but like I said, I'm not a computer, so I can't draw exactly accurately. But a diamond could also have a vertical line going down like this. Now this one is a tricky one for you guys. If I put my line like this, if I said it has a vertical line of symmetry like that, there's no ways that this side is the same as that side. If I did it like this, there's no ways that this bottom is the same as the top here. This one is tricky. If I do it like this from the corner of the triangle, then if I had to fold it in half, it would match up like that. Okay. Rectangles also have a few different options for lines of symmetry. They also have a vertical line, like that. I have to use my big ruler for this one because it's long. They have a horizontal line like that. And you'll see I'm remembering to do a dotted line each time and remembering to go over the edges. Now, you might do the next one here, but I already did a triangle. But this triangle is different to this one. Again, if I did it like that, you can clearly see that's not the same. If I do it like this, then you can easily see that this side and this side would be the same. Okay, you need to be careful to make sure that when you do your line of symmetry, you do it as close to the middle of the shape as you can. Triangles are very difficult for teachers to draw on the board because it's very hard to get it exactly equal. But when you do it on your worksheets, you will have a proper triangle drawn for you. Now, the same thing goes for when we do symmetry in shapes like this. Either I can ask you to draw the line of symmetry like I just did, or I can ask you to complete the other half of the picture. When you do this, you have to be as careful as possible. You are also not a computer, so I cannot expect you to draw it exactly the same as the picture that you get given. But I can expect that you do it as close as possible as you can get. I want you to draw as neatly as you possibly can, and to try and make sure that the picture on this side is the same size on the other side as well. You can't just draw this heart here and then draw this, because you can see that that is definitely not the same over there. So let's erase that quickly. So you're going to try very, very, very hard. And I'm going to try very hard. When you draw the other side of the shape here, there's no gap here. You have to touch the line. You cannot leave a gap on that side. So I'm going to match it up as closely as I can. Follow, 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 follow. And match it up as closely as I can there. Okay, you can see it's not 100%, but it's as close as I could get it. It's better than that small little one there that I drew. This one is a flower, so I'm going to start again, no gap. Start with the middle. Now I'm going to have to think carefully about these petals. And I'm going to have to try and get it to match on this side and this side as best as I can. And I'm going to have to go around and try and get it the same size if you possibly can. One more. And that one. You can see this is also difficult for teachers to draw freehand like this. So that's why I'm saying to you, it doesn't have to be 100% like that, but it has to be pretty close. Can't be so far away that it's not even recognizable. Now these two I left for last because these two are more difficult. So the first thing that you do is you copy the shape again. So you're going to go across, down, along, trying to get it as accurate as you can. Okay, whoopsie, turns too soon there. Now, what about the square, the triangle, and the circle? Some of you think that because the triangle's there, it must go over there. That's not true. The triangle is on this left-hand side. So if you have to fold this over, this triangle would touch over there. So you have to make sure that you do it as close as you can over there. Try to imagine you actually folding the shape over. So likewise, this square is not going to be down here somewhere. it's going to be up there. And the circle is not touching the edge on this side, so it can't touch the edge on that side. And it's not touching the bottom either. There's a nice gap on each side of it, so you have to do the gap there too. Okay, now this one almost looks like a Christmas tree. So let's draw the triangle, close as we can. Now this one should be easy because we've just done something like it over here. This big dot is right in the corner of the triangle. So you go over to the corner and you draw it. Then there's a small dot on this side and a small dot over there. That's easy enough to do. Now this rectangle is right close to the line of symmetry. So if I had to fold this rectangle would touch just over there. There's not a big gap, so you can't leave a big gap here. Like that. Same here with this triangle. You've got to flip it over. It's not touching the end over there. It's near the line of symmetry. Like that. You need to be as accurate as you can. Now in your pack of work or on the communicator, there are two worksheets. One is where you have to draw the line of symmetry, like I did on the board. And one over here is where you have to complete the other half of the picture. Please go slowly and carefully, and with these ones, once you've finished, you are welcome to colour them in if you have time. Have fun, grade 2s!